Good evening. This is CTV News for Tuesday, May 22nd. I'm Denise Douglas. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, topping our news this evening, a Baltimore County officer is dead and a 16-year-old has been charged as an adult with killing her. Donta Anthony Harris, you see him right there, along with 3 other teenage males, are in custody. According to police, Officer Amy Caprio was responding to a call of a suspicious vehicle Monday afternoon on Linwood Way. 3 people got out of it and were walking around homes. A caller reportedly said the suspects then broke into a home. The person on the phone told police. Meanwhile, Harris, who was in the vehicle, was confronted by Caprio. He later admitted to police that he drove over her when she demanded that he get out. Governor Larry Hogan released a statement expressing his condolences over the officer's death and ordered that flags be flown at half-staff. A new anti-drunk driving initiative gets underway in Montgomery County. The 18-month program is called Noah on Patrol. It is named after police officer Noah Leota, who was killed by an impaired motorist back in 2015. The campaign is meant to make drivers aware of the dangers and consequences of getting behind the wheel while intoxicated.
We need to support our law enforcement. They're doing their job. We seem to be falling down under judicial consequences. You know, our prosecutors are asking for it, our judges are not issuing it in their sanctions. That needs to change. We don't want people to go to jail. I get all of that. And so that's not what this is all about, but this is actually part of rehabilitation. So we just want them, our judges, when they give out a probation before judgment, to put an interlock on the vehicles. I don't want other people to have the same pain and suffering that I have every day. You know, I come out and do this because I'm doing it for not only us, but if I can save lives, which Noah was trying to do, that's what it's all about, saving lives.
The initiative is set to last until the end of the holiday season in 2019. With the summer boating season just getting underway, officials are again putting out the word for water safety. Our Byron Scott has our story.
With the summer boating season getting underway, the state's Natural Resources Police are talking boating safety. We are here in Annapolis, and they began today's news conference with a story of a rescue.
Another half an hour or so, it could have been much worse.
It was Wednesday, April 18. The sun was about to set over the Chesapeake Bay. 44-year-old Sean Danielson was kayaking in deep bay waters 2 miles from the shoreline.
And a wave came out of nowhere and rolled the kayak over. When it flipped, it filled with water, hundreds of gallons of water, I would say. So I was just out there relentlessly just trying to flip it over and flip it over. And again, I did have my life jacket on and my whistle.
The water temperature was in the 40s and it was getting dark fast.
So I was trying to bail the water out, anything I could do, and the waves would just come and fill it. I tried laying on top of it, sitting on top of it, everything. I just kept falling over. And the entire time I was just blowing my whistle, hoping that somebody could hear it.
Danielson kept blowing that whistle, but he saw no boat traffic. Hours would go by.
And and I knew I was at the mercy of a boat coming by.
I took my pictures on my phone and it was 7:45.
Lana and Robert Lowe were sailing back from the Bahamas.
I just happened to look over and see something. The sun had already set, and I just looked over and I saw something green in the water. It looked like grass or something. I didn't know what it was. And so I looked more and I saw a head with this life jacket on, and I just started screaming at my husband to turn the wheel. There was somebody in the water.
I do remember seeing the sailboat come.
Disoriented and weak, Danielson was pulled to safety.
And I don't remember them pulling me aboard, and I was asking them actually how they were able to do so, because being a sailboat, I was curious as how they got me up and onto the sailboat.
These are the photos Lana took of the rescue.
We were able to get him to the back of the boat, and my husband just pulled underneath him, pulled him up, and pulled him into the boat because he had no mobility. He was frozen.
Meantime, the Lowe's put out a radio call for help.
Had radio on, and I heard a distress call that the Lowe's called in. Then they announced their location, and I looked up and I could see him about a half a mile away.
Bill Walls and his buddy went into action.
Got him transferred to my boat, got him dry, wrapped up in a blanket, and called for Coast Guard to have EMS waiting for us at the dock when we got there.
Danielson's story took center stage at the annual Summer Boating Safety News Conference held by Maryland Natural Resources Police, the Coast Guard, and the Transportation Authority Police.
Whether by law or through formal agreement or just an understanding, that good people watch out for each other in times of trouble.
There had been no boat traffic out there.
Today was the first time Danielson met with his rescuers since the incident.
And you hear that call, and you just, it's a mariner's creed. If folks are in need, you help people.
Again, I'm so grateful for them. If it hadn't been for them, I wouldn't be here today.
Danielson is alive today because he did all of the right things, from the whistle to the life jacket to staying by his boat. And officials are hoping and strongly urging others who may be in trouble to do the same. In Annapolis, Byron Scott, CTV News.
Glad that story had a happy ending. Sean Danielson's rescue was a bright spot for recreational boating in Maryland. Officials say there were 4 boating deaths in the month of April. None of the victims, I should say, was wearing a life jacket.